Have they any idea who might have poisoned Maria?
Well, Rafe said that the story had leaked out. It was going to be on the 11 o'clock news tonight. But they did find some pretty incriminating evidence against Tina.
Tina?
Yeah, it's awful, isn't it? I can imagine that she could have done that.
Are they positive?
Well, no, they're still questioning her, but they did find the poison in her purse. I mean, why would Tina have dreamed up a scheme like that to kill Maria? I don't know. Anyway, Gabrielle, can we look at these sketches, please?
Delilah, what's going to happen to the baby?
Well, nothing. Even if they broke Tina, well, she'll still get out on bail.
I know, but she'll be swamped with lawyers and courtrooms and all sorts of things.
Gabrielle, she lives at Landfair with Vicky and Clint, and Kim is there, and Cord is there, too.
But a baby so small. He needs his mother.
There you go. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Lee, I have been assessing your proposal. And, frankly, I suspect an ulterior motive.
Elizabeth, look, if I decide to dissolve Dyna Women, which I'm thinking of doing, now, doesn't it make sense that I'd want to help find some of my consultants' other employees?
But why would you simply dissolve a thriving business? Why not sell it? Or could it be that your employees and their methods are so tainted you're afraid if someone starts investigating?
Okay, look, I have told you, Elizabeth. Now, I did use Dyna Women in, all right, slightly unethical ways in the beginning, but that's over.
Slightly?
It is over. We are reputable now.
But you're calling in the favor, nevertheless.
No, I just don't see why a worldwide corporation like Sanders Chemicals wouldn't want some highly intelligent, capable dynamos, huh?
Lee, let me be frank about this. I would always worry that I was hiring moles for the competition. I couldn't trust your dynamos. I'm sorry. But you started this line of thinking by the way you started Dyna Women.
The hell'd you punch him for, Steve? We already had him.
I don't know. I suddenly remembered that he was going to hurt Gabrielle if he needed to, so I hurt him.
Yeah, well, somehow I suspect Love has punched out Andy Hardy. Come on, now we gotta drag him out of here.
Did you find your precious money?
Yes, it's in the bag. Now let's get out of here before the butler comes back and I call the cops.
What about this exterminating stuff in the truck?
Forget it. Let's just get out of here.
Right,
You first. Mr. Johnson? Beg pardon, Mr. Johnson. Are you through in the foyer?
To the police station, I take it.
No, let's go to the electronics store.
What, Max, what are you doing now?
Never mind, just go.
I don't know what to tell you, Andy, except I did fully load my gun and I only fired one shot.
Why did you fire it, John?
He had a piece aimed at me. He fired first and he missed.
Detective Moore,
Yeah.
there's another opening to the cave down here. Feeds into the Lantana River. No sighting of Montaigne so far. I'm moving down the riverbank with the current.
Okay, be careful.
Coast Guard's been notified. They're sending out search boats down the river. Police divers will be here as soon as they possibly can.
Good.
Father, he's wounded, and he can't swim, and he's drowned. He's drowned.
Sandra, I'm so sorry. I don't know what to tell you except that if it hadn't have been Frank, it would have been us.
Detective Moore, I think she could really use a doctor right now.
Yeah. Mrs. Montaigne? Mrs. Montaigne. My man was going to take you to the Landry Hospital.
No!
Sandra, Mrs. Montaigne. Sandra, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
John. God. That could have been you they're searching the river for.
I know. I don't know why he didn't hit me. Something's real strange, Cassie.
I don't know what to say now. I'm very confused.
Vicky, come on. She planned it, and she did it.
No, Cord, it can't, no.
Vicky, how many times has Tina done something that everybody else thought was totally inconceivable? How many lies, how many schemes did she have?
She did not deliberately kill your mother. I hate to say this, Cord, but it is entirely possible that Maria put that book of poisons in the nursery herself. God knows Tina has a lot of faults. We all know it. But one thing she is not is violent. It's just not in her nature.
Wait a minute. I just remembered something here, something that didn't make any sense to me before.
What? What?
A while ago, sometime in July, I think it was, right after the 4th, I walked in on my ma and Tina. They were in the process of having some kind of a physical fight.
A physical fight?
Yeah. And Tina ended up stabbing my mother with a pair of scissors. She said that my ma was going for her throat and that it was all in self-defense, but...
She never told me that.
Yeah. Well, I think there are a lot of things that Tina never told anybody. Big, I'm telling you, this is all starting to get to me. I'm starting to question the good Lord's wisdom in some things. I'm even starting to question his sanity, you know what I mean? I mean, why would he save Tina and the baby from those falls down in Buenos Aires to have her come back here just to kill my mother, huh?
Cord, she didn't do it. Please. I know it's difficult, but try and retain a little faith in Tina's character.
Oh, and I shouldn't do the same for my mother, huh? I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna see my son. Poor little guy. He's got no idea what his mother is into.
Well, I guess I can thank you for at least listening to my proposal.
And thank you, Lee. You're a charming woman, despite... Yes, well...
You are never going to forget Dinah Women's past, are you?
My dear, individuals as well as countries tend to get in trouble when they ignore history.
Well...
Excuse me, Mrs. Sanders, you have a phone call from your butler?
Oh, dear. This might mean trouble. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yes, Payson. A hidden panel? And then he disappeared? Why didn't you call the company? Payson, of course, call the police. I'm on my way home anyway.
Well, what was that about?
An exterminator talked himself into my house, claiming that I had called him, found some sort of secret panel, and then ran off, leaving his equipment behind.
Well, that's bizarre.
Well, obviously, it's some sort of trick to get inside and burglarize the place. I must go at once.
Oh, well, I'm really sorry about that, Elizabeth. I hope nothing was taken. Oh, listen, before you give me that, why don't you put on a celebratory brandy? Thanks.
Max, you have outdone even yourself on this one.
You got old Spot Johnson sure had that butler's head swimming there.
Yeah, I'd say his head was doing a backstroke about now. Poor guy's gonna lose his job over it.
No, those rich folks never fire their important servants. They got too much dirt on them. Afraid to go off and write a book about the family secrets. So how's old Rollo doing back there? You still asleep?
Yep. Yeah. Well, enough fun now. Tell me why we're not taking Rollo right to the police.
Because we are going to the airport where we are going to buy him a ticket to Buenos Aires and we are going to put him on a plane.
Max, you gonna let him get away free?
Of course not. We are going to go and get a full confession on the tape recorder we are going to buy at the electronics shop.
Right, and if he won't?
If he won't, then we make a U-turn to the cops. Now, come on, pull in. There's the shop.
I still can't believe you're gonna let him get away with this.
Well, Sleeping Beauty has awoken. How you doing there, Rollo boy? Huh? How you feeling? Eyes still smarting?
Wait a minute. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't understand.
Well, it's because my brother knocked you senseless. Now listen up one more time. You give me a full confession and promise to stay away from Gabrielle for the rest of her life, and I put you on a plane to Buenos Aires.
Why the hell would you want to set me free now?
'Cause I got faith in you, Rollo. You lost. I've got all the money. Not Gabrielle. She doesn't want anything to do with it, as a matter of fact. So by tomorrow afternoon, it will be invested in very safe stocks. And so that's the end of the story. Case closed, right?
Right. I suppose in the future I wouldn't have any reason to bother her.
Or me.
Or you. Okay. I agree to your little proposition.
Just want you to know I'm only being so generous because you didn't cause any harm to Gabrielle. Hey, Stevie boy. Old Rock and Rollo here's agreed to terms.
Yeah, that's great, Max. Listen, I've been thinking about letting him go.
Hey, forget it. We made a deal. Here, hold this for me.
Oh, gee, thanks.
Okay, Rollo, what I need from you is a statement that this confession is made of your own free will.
Of course. I roll a...
Ho! Wait till I push the button. Now.
I, Rollo Fernandez, am speaking freely with Max Holden and his brother Steve as my witnesses.
And questioners. Rollo, were you a partner with Dante Medina in his cocaine smuggling operation in Argentina?
Yes, I was.
And you were
1979.
And you were in on everything Dante did to Don Alonso?
Yes.
What about Gabrielle's grandmother? Did you have anything to do with Carmen's heart attack?
Well, I was there. I don't know. It's hard to say. Maybe I provoked it, but in any event, I didn't try to help her at the time. And subsequently, when she saw me at the hospital, she suffered the fatal attack. Unfortunately, the poor old woman died.
Why did you come to Landview, Pennsylvania?
Well, I knew that Dante had hidden a sum of money before he died. He used to say that if he ever came up broke, he had buried a rather large nest egg. And one time, he even went so far as to mention a secret code hidden in his pocket watch. It was a kind of private joke. He used to laugh and say, "Time will tell, time will tell."
Very funny. Go on.
I ascertained that Gabrielle didn't know anything about it. I followed her to this country in hopes that she would lead me to the watch, or perhaps inadvertently stumble onto some clue.
Would you have tortured Gabrielle for knowledge if necessary?
Only with great reluctance, if absolutely necessary.
You creep. Hey, calm down. He's not going to be punished for this, Max. I can't stand it.
Will you cool down?
I thought pit bulls were illegal.
Hey! We're still on tape, all right? Now, Rollo, isn't it true that you never found the money? As a matter of fact, the pocket watch disappeared completely. No one knows where the money or the watch are. And no one ever will. Right.
The pocket watch and the money have vanished. Never to be found in all likelihood.
Look, John, I'll talk to Mrs. Montaigne at the hospital. I'll catch up with you at your office later. I need to get a statement from you.
Yeah, Andy, thanks.
There's no point in keep looking down. If they haven't found Montaigne's body, they won't find her alive. Come on, Wilson.
John, I know how tortured you are by this, but look, you did what you had to do.
Not necessarily. I could have played it differently when I went into the shack. I should have tried to overpower him when we came into the cave here, but I figured that Sandra and I could talk him out of it. Next thing I knew, we were aiming our guns at each other, and then...
And then you shot him in self-defense before he had a chance to kill you and Sandra.
You know, Frankie and I go back a long, long way. There's always rivalry, but it was friendly until all of this.
Come on. I'll take you back to the office. get shot and fall over the edge of the cliff?
But from where I was, I saw him disappear over holding his chest.
And John?
That's what's really weird. He wasn't even grazed. I should have done something, Marilyn.
What could you do? You didn't have a gun. And from what you told me, Frank Montaigne went completely crazy.
When I saw he was really going to shoot John Russell and his own wife, I started to make a move. And then he shoved his wife to the ground, and John pulled out a gun and... bang. Man, I've never seen anybody ever get shot before except in the movies.
Must have been horrible. You know, I wish you had driven off with me instead of going back and hiding out. I assume you didn't hear anything in the crawl space.
Sid, what I heard and what I saw in the cave don't fit together at all.
What do you mean?
I mean, the way Frankie and his wife were talking, it doesn't fit with what happened.
Maybe if you give me some details, I can help.
It doesn't matter. Frank's dead anyway, and the cops know John Russell acted in self-defense. Let's just forget about the whole thing.
It's not going to be very easy, is it?
No.
Vicky! Oh, I'm in the library, darling. Oh, sweetheart.
Hi, honey.
Louisa?
Vicky, we heard the news.
It was awful. They found that vial of poison in Tina's purse, and they found a book about poisons and its
Yes, we
effects.
know, in the nursery. I mean, she couldn't hide the damn book in her room. No, she's got to hide it in the nursery where Jessica and little Al live. But you can thank the good Lord she didn't hide the poison there. Jessica might have stumbled on it, Kim, or you.
Asa, please, this is bad enough without you speculating. Honey, have you heard anything more since Rafe took Tina away?
We heard that Tina was with Maria before she died, and when she died.
Anything else?
Cord, how are you? How are you doing, Cord?
Gee, Ace, I couldn't be any better. Unless, of course, maybe an earthquake came ripping right through here right now.
Needless to say, Cord is very conflicted about Tina and the poison.
What conflict? She did it, they caught her.
Asa, all we know is that Tina was there when it happened. We don't know how it happened.
It doesn't take a genius to figure that out, Vicky.
Well, she says that they struggled and that was how her necklace got broken.
Then she picked up the poison and threw it at that lunatic Maria and killed her.
Hey, just hold it right there. Listen to me. Listen to me.
I'm sorry, boy.
Hey, you want to talk about... settle down. Let's talk about what you did to my mom. Huh?
Settle down,
Me.
Cord.
Huh? Talk about that for once.
Now, look, just don't pay any attention to him. And, Pa, how about keeping your opinions to yourself?
I apologize, Cordero. I was very insensitive.
What is this, huh? Like there's some curse on this family? Maybe it happened about 25 years ago, huh? Back in some ranch that the Buchanans owned. Maybe you did start this, Asa, huh? What do you know about that?
Let's everybody settle down, okay? Stop him, everybody. Now, all we know is that Tina was in the room.
Vicky, that little tramp, could kill a mother-in-law and bat a baby blues and deny it anyway.
Cord, no, Cord, stop it! Stop it!
Thanks, Cass.
Andy?
So between the private detective following her and the glitter ball almost dropping into the both of us, I figured Frank was the one who wanted Sandra dead. Then Cassie and I found out about the $1 million life insurance policy.
Plus, I worked undercover for Frankie for a couple weeks. He liked me. He gave me a lot of things to do. One of them was delivering payments to 2 creeps who collected for a loan shark.
Mm-hmm. Was that why there was an urgent need for money?
Yeah, it looks that way. Andy, if you check into Frankie's background, you'll find that he sunk every dime he had into a resort he bought in Miami last year. He lost the resort, and that's when I figure he went to the big guys for a loan.
Well, according to Officer Arnold, when he drove Mrs. Montaigne to the hospital, she was whimpering about Frank's jealousy. But if he hadn't been jealous of you, John, maybe he wouldn't have gone off the deep end.
Yeah, maybe so, but I wasn't the only guy that he was jealous of, or the first. I just happened to be handy, that's all. You know, Sandra and I were lovers back in college, and she met Frank, and well, she ended up leaving me for Frank after we graduated.
So you could say that there was a rivalry between you and Frank.
Oh, come on, Andy. What are you insinuating here?
Look, in some circles there'll be gossip that John killed his rival for Sandra.
Well, I hope not in police circles.
I have no reason to doubt any of this so far.
Now, did Frank give any indication what his plan was? How he'd bump off two people and not make us wonder about him?
Yeah. He was going to kill Sandra, and then he was going to shoot me and put the pistol in my hand. Make him look like a murder-suicide. The guy was bananas, Andy. There's no question about that. But what took you guys so long to get there anyway?
What do you mean? We came as soon as got the call from Cassie. Broke speed limits.
From Cassie?
Yeah.
Sandra told me that she called you.
Well, we did get a call from Mrs. Montaigne, but we were already on our way.
Good thing I called. I got it. John Russell. Yes. Hold on. It's for you, Officer Wilson.
Wilson. Yeah. Okay. The Coast Guard and police divers haven't found Montaigne's body, or any sign of him. I'm headed downtown to speak to Sandra Montaigne. John, you stay close.
I will, Andy.
Thanks.
Something doesn't add up here.
Well, it's a most curious thing, madam. The column turns.
No, be careful, Payson. You'll bring the roof down on our heads.
No, it's perfectly safe. I believe it was built this way on purpose. Look.
What the heavens, what's that for?
Well, I'm not exactly sure, but I think it's a secure hiding place.
Your powers of observation boggle the mind. But what does that have to do with our visitor?
I don't know exactly, but he insisted on working in the foyer alone, so he must have been looking for this or whatever was in it.
Then the exterminator's truck and his costume were just an elaborate ruse.
Oh, he was very convincing, actually. He said the house was in terrible danger of being destroyed by termites.
Termites?
That's right, madam. According to Mr. Johnson, SWAT Johnson, he called himself.
SWAT Johnson?
Yes, there's a new breed of termite called termites, and they've infested the neighborhood, and letters have been sent out, and, well, we assumed that you'd received one, called the company, and made an appointment.
You believed a man named SWAT talking about a bug called a termite?
Oh, at the time, madam, it made more sense. He was very insistent, most conscientious, so...
So, you let him into the house. Left him alone here in the foyer to steal heaven knows what.
Oh, madam...
Didn't it ever occur to you to call me first to confirm the story?
Well, I didn't want to ruin your dinner by calling you up about termites.
Good evening. My name is Raymond Vasquez. Rolla Fernandez. Lieutenant Raymond Vasquez of the International Police. Lieutenant Ramos is very concerned that you do not escape when we reach Buenos Aires. So sit back, relax, enjoy your trip.
Overnight mail to Lieutenant Ramos.
You got that right. Once we get back to my hotel, I'm going to make a duplicate of this confession, and I'm going to express it to Argentina so old Ole Royle can spend the rest of his life behind bars with all his drug-dealing creep buddies.
Yeah, you're going to call them creeps, but you're going to take their money and not put yourself in the same league.
Steve, they robbed the ranch out from under me, the one they killed Don Alonzo for. It would have made this money I have now, so that's the end of it, all right? In no way am I like any of those scum.
Okay.
Now, why don't you just step on it, huh? I got the cash now. I paid for the speeding ticket. You, me, and Gabrielle got some celebrating to do.
Yeah, now that this danger's over, maybe Gabrielle will relax a little bit, be a little open to some romance.
Right 'em, cowboy.
Now, cool down. Taking a swing at your grandfather might make you feel good for the time being, but it's not going to do this family any good in the long run.
Hey, wait a minute. You would take a punch at your grandfather for telling the truth?
It is hardly the truth, Asa. It's your version of Tina, one you've always had, I might add.
Tina blackmailed me out of $1 million, among other things, when after Clint claiming she was pregnant.
Stop it, all of you, all right? I can't take any more of this.
Cord, why don't you just get the hell out of here?
Honey, go upstairs and be with your son.
No, I can't.
Of course you can. Of course you can. Pick him up, hold him, and allow yourself to feel all the love and the tenderness that you feel for that child. Go upstairs, be with him. Go on. Go.
Good work, Vicky.
Oh, no thanks to you, Asa. Let me tell you something. If you come here just to make trouble, to accuse my sister of committing a murder that she did not commit, then I would just as soon you stay away. If you're not going to help to heal this family, I refuse to allow you to hurt us anymore. I'm going to go down to the station and be with Tina, see if I can help her.
Well, just being here will make her feel better. I'm going to stay here and tend Cord and Kevin and Joey if the word gets out.
Okay, I'll call if I hear anything.
I'm sorry this happened.
I know.
I know. Somebody should take a bullwhip to my tail, right, son?
Why would she lie?
I don't know, but she did. She did if she told you she'd already called the police, John. Why didn't she call them first? I don't understand. Or at least the moment that she hung up with you.
I don't know. Maybe the 9/11 operator messed up. Maybe she didn't call the police for 10 minutes afterward.
Well, they have records of the time those calls came in, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, so you can check it out. I'm worried about Andy. John, do you think maybe he's wondering if you shot Frank just so that you could be with Sandra?
Yeah, he wouldn't be a good detective if he didn't, but I'm not going to worry about that. Sandra will back me up anyway. I wonder how she's doing. Man, I feel guilty.
It's natural that you would feel that way, but you shouldn't. Listen to me. If Frank had done anything to you, I would have killed him.
Cassie, don't talk that way. I abhor violence. I don't want to hear that kind of garbage now.
I'm sorry, but I love you. I was afraid for you. John, that might have been you.
Come here.
I did pretty well up until now, didn't I? You really held up.
Just shut up and hold me, will you?
That If it's still bothering you that much, why don't you tell the police?
You know about me and cops, Mary Lynn. If I go to them, all they're going to do is hassle me, and they're going to start with, why were you in the cave? And then they're going to say, what do I mean? I use that shack for myself a lot. And then they're going to want to know why I was in the crawl space to listen in the first place.
Maybe not.
You know what? Sometimes your goody-goody attitude about people really gets on my... Strike that. I'm sorry. Listen, I've been in scrapes with cops since I could practically walk. Minor stuff, yeah, but between the ice cream truck and that puppy thing, I've had it.
What ice cream truck?
Forget it.
No, tell me.
All right. One day, I was in my neighborhood, and I was watching this ice cream truck, and it was a really hot summer day, and all these kids really wanted some ice cream, but they didn't have any money. Of course, the driver doesn't care, so he gets out of the truck, locks it, goes into some bar for an ice-cold beer. So I broke in and drove that truck around the neighborhood handing out ice cream.
And you're calling me a goody-goody.
No, I did it because I was mad, and I'm still mad. Kids in this world don't have any rights. They're born into a situation, and they're stuck with it.
Can't argue with that. We do get stuck with whatever is in our family, don't we?
Yeah.
Hi there. Lee, hi. Feeling better?
Oh, yeah, I just had dinner and I feel great.
Wade, I'd like you to meet a friend of mine, Lee Helper. Wade Coleman, Wade Lee.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Just seemed to me thought he was Superman or something. Hey, bottle of the finest champagne in the house. You got it, boss.
I've already told you. I've got somewhere I have to go.
Gabrielle, I'm still waiting for Max. Thank you for taking Rollo out of my life.
I'm sorry. I know. Thank you very much. But
You
now
are very
that
welcome.
the danger is over, I want to go and do something that I've been longing to do for so long.
What's that?
I wish I could tell you, but I can't quite yet. Look, will you be here later on tonight?
Me? Yeah. I plan on drinking this stuff till 4 in the morning. I was hoping I could get you a little tipsy and talk you into taking a share of this treasure.
Yeah, well, Max, she's not interested, and neither am I. Blood money is blood money, however you cut it.
Look, I can't stand around talking about money or anything else. It's far too important, so I'll see you later.
Do we have any idea what that was about?
If you don't, I sure don't.
Gabrielle sure likes her mystery, doesn't she? One minute you think you're close, and you realize you really don't know her at all.
Yeah, and I thought it was just me.
Nope. Oh, well.
Hey, listen. Back to some hotel business. I stopped by the desk on my way by and picked up some phone messages. There seem to be about 6 messages here from Lou of Beat-a-Bop.
Hey, look, I'm going to go up to my room and count that money. I still don't know how rich I am. I'll come back down after, all right?
Yeah.
Oh, but I got to take care of something else over here first. Excuse me. Cheers. And I hope your dinner was as lovely as mine.
Uh-huh. Wade and I talked about going to a movie. Do you still want to go?
Oh, not tonight, okay? Maybe tomorrow night?
Sure.
I'm gonna take off now, okay?
Well, stay. Join us. We didn't get a chance to talk.
Some other time. Can I call you tomorrow?
Yeah, sure, but if you want to talk tonight, I'll be home, okay?
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. So what is this? You forgot about Rick already, or hanging out with another man here?
No, it is just a friend.
Yeah. Well, what's his story? I mean, he seems a little moody, a little complicated.
Remember, I told you about him. Steve wouldn't give him a job because he has a record.
Right, that's him. Well, how is he? Is he okay?
Oh, yeah, he's fine. He just has this, toughness about him because of the fact his mother was in jail and his father left home, and he hasn't been given any breaks in his life.
Well, I think he's been given a break by having you as a friend.
Well, thank you.
Hey, how about if the 3 of us go out to dinner sometime? I can sort of check him out, make sure I approve.
Now you're sounding like a mother.
Sandra, are you all right?
It's not getting any better.
Well, sit down.
John, we have to talk.
All right.
Sandra, I'm very, very sorry about what happened to Frank. I know how much you loved him.
Yeah, I did. And, this thing isn't over with, John.
Tom, why do you always have to shoot off at the mouth without giving any regard for other people's feelings?
Because I'm a realist. I always have been and always will be.
No, you're jaded and you're cynical. There's a big difference.
Are you saying you don't think Tina killed Maria?
Not necessarily. And even if it did happen, it didn't have to be on purpose. It could have been an accident.
If it was an accident, Tina would have called the police. Instead, she packed up the poison, the beads, and ran off and denying it all the time.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, little Al and I have been talking about just that. And we have decided that we're going to give Mommy the benefit of the doubt, at least for right now. Because Tina brought this little fella into the world, and she loves him. And she has been nothing but a terrific mommy, right? Huh?
Attaboy. Good, Cord. Now, why don't we just calm down and wait for the facts before we start making judgments? You know what I mean, Paul?
Cordero, you have my permission to punch your grandfather's lights out if he makes any uncalled for remarks about Tina or your ma. Vicky is right. This family's got to pull together. Time for healing.
Well, I'm sorry for losing my temper like that, Asa. And Vicky is right about little Al being the best medicine in the world for me. Right?
Yeah. Now, look what we got right here. Huh? 4 generations of Buchanan men standing here in one bunch.
And whatever this boy's ma did or didn't do, he's going to be raised by and brought up by Buchanan men with a whole lot of love thrown in, right, pal?
Excuse me.
Gabrielle.
Aaron said that I could come right in. I've come about the baby. Hello.
We saw you at little Al's baptism.
Yes.
You said you wanted to talk to me about Al?
Well, actually, I want to talk to Tina.
She's not here right now.
She's still at the police headquarters.
Yeah, and I have no idea how long she's going to be there. Is there something you could talk to me about? After all, I am Al's father, huh?
Yes. I suppose I have no choice.
Tina, how can you expect us to believe that you killed Maria in self-defense?
Because it's the truth, and I have told you over and over again.
Tell us about the book on poisons and toxic substances, Tina. Is that on your list of summer reading?
It's not my book.
It was hidden in the nursery.
Look, you can't prove that Tina put it there.
That we can prove she was in possession of a vial of poison. That's not the sort of thing you carry around in your purse in case of emergencies. The page that was describing the poison was clearly marked. Someone had been studying it.
Look, I told you, it's not my book. I've never seen it before.
Now, Tina, look. We're all getting tired. It's getting hot in here. Why don't you just get this thing over with?
That's right. We will uncover the truth eventually, Tina. All of it. So why not make it easy on yourself?
I've already told you the truth. It's just that you refuse to believe it. I am innocent. I did not murder Maria Roberts.
You've been to the lab to visit Kate. You heard someone discussing the poison. You researched its deadly effects, you stole it, and you killed Maria Roberts.
No, she stole the poison. Maria stole it. She was going to use it on Vicky. I found it in her suite.
What were you doing in her suite?
Look, I went there to look for the poison because I was going to take it to the police. And look, she saw I was in there, and we fought for the poison, and then I threw this pillow at her, and it hit her, and it spilled all over her.
Tina, how could you possibly know whether the poison...
Look, Jeff, please. I have been answering the same questions over and over again, and they've been asking me these same questions over and over, and I just really want to go home.
We're not finished.
Could we take a little break, please? I need to speak to my client.
Yeah, it's fine with me.
Jeff, why are they harassing me like this? Can't you do anything to stop it?
Well, the quickest way to stop this is to tell the truth.
Wait a minute. You are my lawyer. You're supposed to be on my side.
I'm on your side?
Doesn't that mean you're supposed to think I am innocent?
Well, frankly, I'm having a little trouble swallowing your story.
Oh, gee, that's really wonderful. Here I am fighting for my life. And you are starting to sound like the DA.
All right, look, just do me a favor. Tina, trust me. Now, if you tell me everything that happened, I can put together a strategy for your defense.
I already told you everything.
No, you're keeping something back. I can sense it. So can Rafe and so can Herb. Now, they're not going to let you off the hook until you're totally honest with them. Tell me what you're hiding.
I can't tell you. Because it would seem incriminating, even though it wasn't.
Come on, let me be the judge of that, okay?
No, you just got to find some other way to save me.
Damn it, Tina! How can I put together a case for your defense if you don't tell me the facts?
But the only important fact here is that I am innocent.
Well, so far, the police aren't buying it, the DA is not buying it, and frankly, I'm having difficulty buying it.
Well, I really don't know what else I can do.
I'd say you have two choices. Either you can open up to me, or you can get yourself another lawyer.
Jeff, please, I swear to you, everything I have said to you is the truth.
I need to go talk to Judith.
Well, you can't just walk out on me like this.
Look, I'll be back, but unless you open up, I'm gone for good.
Thank you. Tina. Oh, honey.
Vicky, I'm so scared. Please, you've got to help me. I mean, nobody believes me. My own lawyer doesn't even believe me. I'm not a murderer. Vicky, please help me. I don't want to go to jail.
Frank and I had such a good marriage for so long, John. We really loved each other. We trusted each other.
Somewhere along the line, Frankie changed and he lost his trust in you. Maybe even in himself.
Well, if I had gone to him when I first realized that my life was in danger, we might have worked things out.
Sandra, you were scared and you were confused, and your instincts told you to get help. You were right to come to me.
No, I made a mistake because I should have known that Frank would be jealous.
But we've been friends ever since college.
That's right, and I spent more time with you than I did with my own husband, so it was obvious to him that we were a lot more than just friends, especially after I moved out of the apartment.
You were my client. I was trying to protect you, that's all.
Frank didn't understand that. The more I depended on you, the more he felt left out. We gave him very good reason to be jealous.
Sandra, you cannot blame yourself for Frankie's death.
In a way, I blame both of us.
No. Now, you're getting off on track here. I understand that you're grieving for Frank, but don't lose sight of the facts. Neither one of us are to blame.
If I had trusted him, he'd be alive today.
Trusted him? How can you trust a man that slapped you around and embarrassed you in public? No, Sandra, he didn't have a right to do that. And he had no right to accuse us of having an affair together. He sure as hell didn't have a right to kidnap you or to threaten to kill us.
I cannot believe that he would have killed me.
Well, believe it. Believe it, he was a desperate man. He desperately needed money, and he took out a life insurance policy on your life for $1 million. He wanted you dead, Sandra. Sandra, I'm sorry, those are the facts. You have to face them. You can't hide from them any longer.
I know. I should be very grateful that you were there to protect me. But he was my husband. And I loved him.
I know you did.
And just why did it have to end like this? Just so horrible? So violent.
Would you mind if we talked in private?
Oh, not at all. I guess we could go upstairs to the nursery.
No. You stay here. Pa and I'll go out in the kitchen and see about rustling out some supper.
What happened to the cook?
Never mind. Come on. Gabrielle, nice meeting you.
Excuse me.
Come on in.
Cord, I'd like to tell you how sorry I am about your loss.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. You didn't know my ma, did you? Or at least not very well.
No. She was very kind to me when I first came to town. She never blamed me for anything that my father did. But I didn't see her that often. I wish I could find a better occasion to bring this up with you, but I've waited so long as it is.
Well, fine. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Cord, the reason I came to the States was not to be with friends after my grandmother died. I was in danger at the time.
From what?
There's this man who believed that I had something that belonged to my father, and he... It doesn't matter anymore. The danger's over.
Then this man isn't giving you any more trouble?
No, I'm free to do what I want and go where I please.
So maybe you'll be headed back to Buenos Aires then?
I may. It's my home, and I do love it there. The hardest thing about all of this is being forced to give up someone that's very dear to me.
Yeah. I bet it is tough giving up friends and family like that. How you doing, guy?
Yes.
Cord, Joey's having a terrible asthma attack.
Where's his medicine?
I gave it to him. It's not helping. He needs a doctor. He's gasping for air. Where's Mr. Buchanan?
Go on up with Joey, and I'll find Clint and tell him to call the doctor. Gabrielle, would you mind taking him for me? I'll see you. Clint? Clint!
I know this is so cruel to Cord and Tina. She loves you too. You're my son. And I love you with all my heart. And once I've told Cord the truth, he'll understand that you do belong with me. And then perhaps we'll go back to Buenos Aires. We'll live in Abuela's house. And I can say that my husband died in the U.S. Yes.
Ooh. How's everything in here? You okay?
Oh, how's Joey?
Oh, he's not doing too well. Clint and Asa took him over to the hospital. Kim's upstairs, and I think it's just about time for this little guy to go to bed.
Oh, no. Oh, I mean, he's so wide awake. You're the one who looks like he needs some sleep.
Well, I tell you, I feel like I've been pushed about to my limits today.
Yes, you're very strong, Cord.
Well, I can be when I can take some action against things, but I tell you, lately things have been so far out of my control that...
I know you feel as though you're helpless.
Yeah. But then again, this year has been pretty tough on you, too.
Yes, I sympathize, I really do. And if there was a magic cure, I'd give it to you, but I don't know what it is.
Well, there is a magic cure, and this little fella is it. Hey, come here. How you doing, huh? I call him my little Mr. Sunshine. He just smiles at me, and all my blues just go away. Listen, I'm sorry about dumping all those things on you. You're a very good listener. I appreciate that. But you said you wanted to say something about Little Al?
Oh, it can wait till Tina gets back.
You sure?
Yes, really. Could you have her call me, though?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I can do that.
Hi, honey.
Hey, look who's here.
Hi, Kate. Well, I'll say goodnight now.
Okay.
Bye, sweetheart.
Bye-bye. Say bye-bye, Gabrielle.
Bye.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Don't ask.
Honey, do me a favor. Explain your story one more time for me, okay? I know you're upset and exhausted, but it is very important.
All right. I did not mean to kill Maria. It was an accident. I had the poison and she grabbed it from
Honey,
me.
wait. No, you have to start at the beginning. I'm sorry. Take me through the whole chain of events, step by step, okay?
Do you remember the day that Cord and I got divorced? Mm-hmm. And you remember the state that Maria was in, especially when you told Cord that she was Allison's accomplice?
Sure. She threatened me. She threatened our whole family.
Yeah, and you didn't take those threats seriously. You never thought she would do anything, but I knew differently because I saw in the look in her eyes that she was living for just the day that she could destroy you.
Honey, I think maybe she would have been satisfied just making the threats.
No, because right then, remember, she hid in my car, and she chloroformed me. Remember, I smelled that perfume. I smelled it. I knew it was familiar, and I couldn't remember where I smelled it from or whose it was. And then that was this very same night that somebody tried to run you down at Frankie's, and I know it was Maria.
Well, you told me that you suspected Maria.
Of course. I mean, why on earth would somebody chloroform me to take a purse with $20 in it? Look, it is not just mere coincidence that somebody tried to kill you that night, and I knew she was going to try to kill you again.
All right, what did you do? Did you watch her or follow her?
No, but I did keep an eye on her. Like when she came by the land fair to try to threaten you that night of that folk festival. And boy, that wasn't even the first time that she tried to cause problems for me.
What kind of problems?
She told me that Kate and Cord wanted to sue for full custody of Al. I mean, she told me that because she wanted to make my life just as miserable as hers is. She is an evil woman, I am telling you, Vicki, very evil.
What did you do about that?
Well, I went to go see Kate. I went to go see her, and she knew nothing about the whole thing. No, she said that she was perfectly willing to go along with the joint custody idea.
When did this happen?
I don't know exactly. Do you need the exact date?
No, I just want to know, was it before or after I was almost hit by the car?
It was after. I know that because I confronted her about this whole thing. I confronted her about it, and I smelled the perfume, Vicki. I smelled it then, and I knew it was hers, and it was the same perfume I smelled in the car and the same one I smelled in the nursery.
Maria was in the nursery?
Oh, my God, Vicki. That's it. That's when she put that poison book amongst Al's things.
Okay, now, calm down and tell me. Try and understand and explain very, very carefully what happened that night, all right? Did you see her? Did anyone see her upstairs?
No. Look, as I said, it was the night of the folk festival. It was that night, and I saw her talking to you when she threatened you, and you asked her to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And then I confronted her for a little bit, and I talked to her, and then I told her to leave. I told her to just get out of the house. And then I was going to leave, and then I remembered I needed something for Al. I think it was his sweater or something, so I went back up to the nursery, and the very minute I stepped in the door, I smelled that perfume. So I cried out for Heron, and Heron came rushing in, but he had some kind of allergy or something.